Hey, yo, it's four young kings just sitting and chilling because we rather count money instead of your opinions. Hey, don't forget to follow us on the platforms. Instagram, your opinion on count underscore YODC, Twitter at Y underscore ODC, Facebook and YouTube is opinion on count. Make sure if you're going on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Give us that support. We appreciate y'all. It's your opinion on count.
So welcome back to Your Opinion Don't Count. This is the Your Opinion Don't Count shorts, rants, whatever you want to call it. Today, what's been on my mind is that with everything going on in this pandemic, we have a lot of people in different countries, different situations that you see spoken about in social media, talking about that, hey, you should have prepared better. And given the climate, maybe that's not what should be said, but it's still a truth. We are already here right now, so it makes no sense, talking about what we should have done, because we're here now. Now we got to talk about what can we do. But I'm going to answer the question real quick, because even if somebody asks the question or makes the statement, hey, you could have prepared better, you have the response, what could we have done to prepare for a pandemic? Like, it's a global pandemic. What is there that we could have done to prepare? So, in my estimation, it's you could have saved, right? Having money makes an emergency an inconvenience. Imagine you going into this pandemic with just say $100,000 saved up. You would have been good, whatever country you're in. And I'm talking about 100,000 US, however that conversion is in your country. You could have been good for at least 6 months. Some people would say, but not everybody in the same situation. Not everybody have the ability to save. I gotta call BS on that, because regardless of whatever situation you're in, whether you're a single mother with one kid or multiple kids, and you're working a minimum wage job, or even a little bit more than minimum wage, yeah, it may be tight, but it doesn't mean that you can't go out there and get another job, do a side hustle, anything like that in order to increase your income. At some point, we got to put an onus on ourselves to better our situation, right? So if now that we're in this pandemic once you get out of this and everybody is kind of back to normal, that we're able to start making money again. So you got to prepare for the future, because we don't know what's going to come. I mean, in certain areas around the world, you have certain natural disasters that are going to come, relatively frequently. So you have an idea of when they're coming, like, the Caribbean, Southeast America, they have hurricanes. In Japan, they call them typhoons. So every year there's a season for these natural disasters, and you can say, you know what, this is coming, let me prepare for this situation. But if another situation comes up, you're still prepared because you have money in order to do that. Going even further into that is single mother has kids, she has to take care of her kids, she doesn't have the time for that. And I understand that it may be difficult, but to say you don't have the time for that to me, that just means, let me figure out how I can extract every little bit of time that I have so that I can make more money, so that I can provide for my kids. See who could help me. Hey, I picking up this extra job, 2-3 days a week, just so I can make extra money and be able to save that. So my regular job will be able to take care of my bills, whatever it is, and this extra little job, I could just save that and store for the winter, So for people out there saying that, hey, everybody ain't in the same situation, not everybody could save. Yes, everybody can save. Don't tell me that it ain't possible. There's a guy up in, I think it's South Carolina, North Carolina. Guy was born with no arms, but somehow he found a way to work on cars. He fixed cars for a living. Now he's in the development or design stage of automotive, but he still put his mind over his physical limitations and said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go beyond what everybody thinks I can do, and I'm going to make do with what I have and succeed with what I have. We ain't all dealt the same cards, but it's how you play the game with those cards that you're dealt that dictates your outcome. So many times, I don't know if any of you follow poker, but if you watch poker games, so many times you see people get bluffed out of the pot that they have, and that's because the person with a inferior hand outplayed that person in order to win that hand. Now, it's not saying that you're outplaying anybody in life, but it's you're playing the hand that you're dealt so that you can get ahead. Another way we could have prepared for a pandemic, again, this is all dependent upon your location in the world. Originally, I'm from the Bahamas, so for my Bahamians, this is what I would say, is that as a country, we're so focused on making money from tourism, and we import so many things that we become too reliant on imports. So for us to feed ourselves, it becomes difficult now in a time of a pandemic when so many people are out of work. They don't have income coming in. How they even paying for food? So what you could do, you could start doing micro gardens, right? You could pick up 1 or 2 fruits or vegetables that you can grow that are quite expensive, to say, you know what, let me offset this cost. I could grow this in my backyard. And if you get a conglomerate of people in your neighborhood or even friends that you frequently talk to, that you could say, hey, you grow tomatoes, I grow bell peppers, you grow regular peppers, bird peppers, goat peppers, onions, potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that. And you say, you know what, while you grow those, I grow these, and then once they fully mature, we can then trade them out and say, you know what, I got some fruits and vegetables, you got some fruits and vegetables, we good for right now, right? So that's something else we could have done. But everybody looking at making money, not looking about what the money actually does for us. They're looking at, hey, I have this money stored up, because guess what, money is a piece of paper. They print it. You know, money is only worth what we give value to it. We put a monetary value on it so that we can easily exchange with people, because back in the day when they used to barter, in order for me to barter, you needed to have something that I wanted, and I had to have something that you wanted in order for us to barter. We simplified this bartering process. Now we have a standard monetary unit, so we say, you know what, this is worth this, and I will trade you this piece of paper for that product. What I'm saying is now going forward, we have these ideas that we can put into play. We can say, you know what, let me grow some fruits and vegetables. When this pandemic is over, let me start saving up more money. Let me cut back on unnecessary spending that I do. You know, you could go from saying, you know what, even if I'm in a bad situation that I'm going out and I'm buying, you know, kids meals, buying food off the dollar menu, you know, whatever it is, you could say, you know what, let me save up some of this money, and I can actually buy food and cook and save more in the long run. Even so, you could even team up with people to say, you know what, I need to buy rice. Let me go buy a 50-pound bag. I may not be able to afford this by myself, but let's get 4 or 5 people. Let's put together on this 50-pound bag of rice, and now we split this, and we have a lot of rice for a low price, and we could last for a long time. So even coming out of this pandemic, I say, let's put ourselves in better situations. Let's make smarter decisions. A smart decision don't have to just be monetarily. It's everything you do. You can do anything to extract the most out of what it is you have. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy life to some extent. You know, if you can, go out, have a nice meal. Go out, you know, do something nice with your family, with your friends, you know, your significant other, so that you can enjoy the time that we have here. But also, let us prepare for the future. Get out of this YOLO mentality, this you only live once type thing, because yeah, we may only live once, but you also got to prepare for your future too. Yes, I could walk out and die today, but also I could also live for another 60 years. So you have to find that balance of enjoying life today as well as preparing for later on down the road. Dave Ramsey says, live like no one else, so later on you could live like no one else. And basically what he means is suck it up. Don't go out. Take extreme measures right now so that you can prepare for yourself in the future, so that you're in a situation that, hey, I don't have to borrow money because I don't know nobody. I have money stacked up. The money that you are making, you get to now enjoy that. You have a nest egg set aside, so when it's time for retirement, you're good, your house paid off, and even maybe you have some investments that are there making money for you. But every journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step, right? So we got to start off with a single step. Just focus on what we're doing right now, but also have in the back of your mind preparation for the future. Sorry about this little rant. It just seeing those things online kind of annoys me sometimes when they say we all in different situations. So what if we all in different situations? You have many millionaires and billionaires out there that were in bad situations when they started off too, but they made it to millionaires and billionaires, right? You have Bill Gates. He dropped out of college. He started up in his garage. Same thing with Steve Jobs. I mean, Dave Ramsey, who y'all hear me talk about a lot, he became a millionaire, went bankrupt, and became a millionaire again because he decided he ain't borrowing from nobody no more. And when he went bankrupt, he had a family. He had a wife and kids. If you ever hear him talk, he says that when he decided to build this financial freedom course, book, whatever it is you want, he was building it for himself and decided to give it out to people, sell the book to people, the course to people. He said he had his job, but he came home and they made food. He spent time with his family and stuff, but he sucked it up and said for a while he was only getting a limited amount of sleep because he would stay up after his kids went to bed and work on the project he had at hand. So in the same way now, not all of us are entrepreneurs, and I get that, I understand that, and not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But at the same time, we could say, you know what, my kid's going to sleep. Can I pick up an extra job, a little part-time job for a couple of hours? You know, be it delivering pizza. You know what I mean? Delivering pizza may only pay from the pizza place a couple of bucks an hour, but you make money off of your tips. So again, we all can prepare for ourselves for the future. We can't prepare for every aspect of that future. Like with this pandemic, we don't. When it started off, we didn't know anything about this virus, and now we have a lot more information. As a person, as an individual, I think with that information, like the more information you're given, you should be able to make what's best for you and yours with the information that's given, as we do with everything every single day, right? You know, if you ain't having enough money in your gas tank on E and somebody call you up and say, hey, yo, I really need a ride, you got to make that decision and say, hey, can I make it out there? Do you have any money that I could put gas? Because otherwise I can't pick you up. With the information given, you make decisions based on that. Now that I'm giving some of you this information, as I say, if you're not an entrepreneur, you don't have some type of side hustle or anything like that, that's fine. You could pick up a second job. Not everybody is built to be an entrepreneur. Some of us just want to work. So save up, try to cut out as much unnecessary spending as possible. Like I said, even going to a fast food joint could be unnecessary. So take stock of what it is that you have going on, where your finances stand, and see how it is you could cut out as much unnecessary spending as possible, and just build and prepare for the future. Save up a nickel at a time if it takes. You know, it may take a long time, but that's fine. Got to remember, a small acorn grows into a mighty oak. So it may take some time, but it eventually gets there. Snowball going downhill, turning into an avalanche. May start off this big, but at the end, it takes out cities. So I hope some of y'all appreciate this. Maybe this is some good information for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you know it already. But if you like the video, share the video, comment on it. Like, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if there's any questions or anything you want to talk about, you have information on. You know, if you're in the Orlando area and you want to be on the show, hit me up. Let me know. You can come be on the show. We could talk. But it's Your Opinion Don't Count. You can find us on Facebook at Your Opinion Don't Count. On YouTube, just search Your Opinion Don't Count. You can find us on Instagram, Your Opinion Don't Count _YODC, on Twitter at Y_ODC. Check us out on all those platforms. So again, any questions, comments, leave it below. In the Orlando area, want to be on the show, let me know. And we out.